roads lead to Bloemfontein for a day of worship like no other. Join us on Sunday, October the 6th at Limo Green Park for the gospel experience. Benjamin Dube, Colin Wango, Ayanda Danzi, Bruno Wa, doing Boxstad, and from Lesotho, Minister Spokes and Tizozo, and many more with your host, the incredible TG Lamola. Ticket starts from 300 Rand. Get yours now at Web Tickets, Ticket Pro, Limo Fest, See.
The posters that I'm doing should come from the MX. The MX and I sent all the information. I does not know.
There's a hobo Wahamoshi. There's a teacher about her some city.
Can I read that before you move to art or no? Is that
IT.
IT. Yes. So no IT like how was that for you?
No, I quit my third year. I can actually develop.
Third year?
Yeah.
What was I getting then? Where's the art?
I don't know. But I'm here now. Even though I struggle, I feel like I made the right decision.
You're at peace with it.
Yeah. Well,
you're happy.
Well, my art is aligned with my spirituality, so
yeah,
that's why. And if I was doing IT, I would have had the house, the car, but I would have been far off in terms of myself. You know.
When you're talking art, are you talking specifics or coffee?
No, everything. I'm not an artist, I'm an entrepreneur. I just encumbered this whole thing for artists. I can't even try to save my life. No, she can. Yeah, well, so
oh, you can draw?
Yeah, she's the one who draws for us. Anyway.
Give us a portrait.
Self-portrait?
Yes.
And it's exactly 23 minutes after the hour 7 and we're still at it with the Kickstarter layout Smita Wahaliti.
Thank you so much, Pirianteng. Yeah, so we're back into the Kickstart, which is proudly sponsored by Echo Multimedia Solutions. Now back to our interview we're still at it with Question Art, which is, all about broadcasting and production. So did you work with any mentors? Because I heard you mentioning mentorship programs, but then for you, was there someone that you really looked up to get you where you are now?
Well, in the beginning, I had people who were already established that actually inspired me. So I would consider them as some form of mentors to me.
Yeah.
Most of the things I did back then were because of their inspiration. So yeah, I did have a lot of mentors.
Yes.
So yeah, and in terms of my programs and mentorship, what I do, I find professional people and then they do sessions. Like right now we have a modeling program. This modeling program is supposed to take you from just not being a model to just being a professional model, but making your portfolios, your Z card, and also putting you into classes, working with people like Pilasande.
Yeah, we once had it there for the Pi Fashion Show.
Exactly.
Mataba Manjani, yes.
People like that, people already established and already have been in many of these spaces that encumber, whether it's fashion, whether it's art, or whether it's music.
Yeah. Allow me to budge in. How would you describe your unique artistic style, and also how has your style evolved over the time?
Well, off mic, like I just said, I'm not an artist, so I don't have an artistic style. I'm more of an entrepreneur. My passion is basically I'm building the foundation of a business here. The business that can give a fine artist an opportunity to create their own style, a fashion designer to come and be part of the fashion show, and actually direct the fashion show. Perfect example, like this previous fashion show we had, I gave it to Ulano Designer Trends. He was the one to become the main director of the show, which means gathering the models, gathering the designers also, and also being in charge of the whole creative directness of the show, which means allowing him to be at his best, kind of thing. So my whole idea of the idea is not, I'm not an artist, but is to create platforms that actually nurture people's styles, not control them, but also allow them as much creative freedom as possible. Yes.
So now with the winter fashion show, that one was really, it caught my eye. Do you also cater for, with your castings, do you also cater for plus size models? Because, I know that even with me in winter, like the fashion style and all of that, jackets, they make me feel like I've gained more weight. So now, is there like maybe something that you can actually also, showcase for plus sizes like me?
Well, last year, 2023, that was literally one of the objectives. When we started Bloemfontein Window Phone was to not just have models or do it like any other fashion show. It was to make it different. Hence, we had it at Civic Theatre.
Yes.
We were supposed to sort of tell a story. Theatre story is true fashion.
Okay.
So also, variety of models wasn't supposed to be your normal model, your tall, thin, all that. It was supposed to be all kinds of models that we can get. The end, the best part for us, Tina, we are like, if you think you can become a model, it doesn't matter what you look like, we can make it work. So definitely we always make sure that we open up spaces for everyone and not just the regime ideas or the initial ideas that people think modeling is about or fashion is about.
Yes.
It's about teaching that there's more broadness into the idea, and if you think you like the idea, you want to be part of it, then find your space in it. Yeah, so that's the idea.
Okay. And with challenges, like, throughout your journey, have you encountered any challenges? I mean, especially with entrepreneurship, from an entrepreneur point of view, because, with many businesses, I mean, like, when you start off, they collapse before they actually become successful. But then with you, what challenges have you encountered and how have you actually overcome them?
Well, I've been running this company for 7 years now, since 2017. Well, the simple one actually, the most basic one is, I would say resources, gathering all the resources so that you are able to do that production, to do that broadcasting. Yeah. That's one of the hardest part. But that goes down to the basic level, which means money, startup capital. Yes. Any business, whether how small the idea is or how big, you have your network, it needs a startup capital. So one of the challenges I faced, I had to start this company from my pocket. And even now, I'm still taking money out of my pocket because I haven't been funded by no government. I haven't been given money, from any sponsorship or any kind. All of this has just been coming straight out of my pocket. So sometimes it's like, I don't buy shoes. Sometimes it's like, if my phone is broken, I won't fix it for a while because I'm solely fixated on just putting in money on the business and making it work. So that's some of the challenges, which means my personal life suffers, so that's one of the challenges. And then also having to find people, working with people that are or aren't already professional, you get to suffer because now you have to move them on the line of professions. And because you can't pay them, you have to put up with that they don't understand that they have to act as professional, treat their careers or what would you call in that moment, would say a hobby. Because most people I have worked with in the past, I start off with them, they treat it as a hobby, but then as they see how serious I am, they think of it as a career. So it's like those steps from thinking of it as a hobby to taking it as a career and actually making it serious.
Yes.
So also the people working with, it's kind of hard to find people that are really,
dedicated,
very
committed.
dedicated.
Yes. Yeah, because they feel like, I'm
that.
not getting paid, so I'm not going to professionalize this.
So even the schedules, deadlines, they don't work as much because there's no money involved. So people think, but I don't have to wake up and do it. I don't have to, even if I'm late. So little things like those are like big challenges, not just, there's a lot more, but I think those are the big major ones I could.
Wow.
Yes. I know there's a lot of misconceptions that are around art, but according to you or what you've heard since you've been into the art, what are the misconceptions that you've heard regarding art?
Well, me personally, I don't even social media. If you see my social media stuff, it's because it's just business stuff. I don't even have a personal social media account. So now in terms of the misconceptions of the world, I would take them from where I'm from now, South Africa. And locally, where I'm from Eastern Cape, I've been to Bloem, I've been there. Because I will start with parents. Parents think that if a child is interested in art, that it doesn't make that much money. Actually, there's a lot more money. And also that people don't need, qualifications. Well, there are two ways. There's a way where you don't need a qualification because you have the talent, and also you can establish it yourself. And then there's a way you need to go to school, you need to go get those basics. Even though you establish your own style, you also need to get your own certificate and be certified as an artist so that you can be able to move into other regions with a certificate. So the misconception of that you don't need a certificate as an artist is also wrong. You do need it, but at the same time you also don't need it, because some people can make it without it, some people can make it without it. So everyone's journey is different also.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. And then, what's the other one? Oh yeah, that art only is entertainment purposes. Actually, art is in everything. I feel like most of the businesses, they use art mostly. Things like graphic designing, you know, actually even in architecture, there's so many industries that art touches that people cannot see. They need like enlightenment in terms of those kind of things, because most things, even in IT, the graphical user interface, which means what you see as the user, it has to be designed in a way that the user likes it, which means there's more creativity involved, there are more artistic parts, you know, in IT itself. And there's a lot more broadness in other industries, but I won't go into details.
There's art in mathematics as well.
Too
you know,
much.
when you draw those figures and all of that. Yes, art is like everywhere.
Yeah, in math I wouldn't try it. I tried other, but in entrepreneur, what is the very like important lesson that you've learned as an entrepreneur since you started?
Is to be serious about your business.
Yeah.
Like,
About your craft.
if you're not serious, no one will be.
Exactly.
You better take it serious.
And when you take it seriously, then you become more credible,
Yeah.
especially when you actually also back it up with qualification, education,
Just
if I
be
can put it
serious.
that way.
If you feel like entrepreneurship is your way, just be serious. Push your boundaries, push your limits.